welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny Colleen of JJM's Kitchen. If today is your first time coming across my channel, please consider subscribing, and for the returning subscribers, thank you so much for always supporting and for always being there for me. So in today's recipe, I'm going to be making turkey wing in another way, a turkey wing stew. So this recipe is so simple and it's so delicious. If you haven't turned on your notification button, please do. Let's get into the recipe of the day. So I have stock powder, and I have 4 cubes of Maggi. Then I have mixed stock powder. Then I have thyme. I have salt. Yeah, and then I also have mixed herbs. You can substitute that. I also have my tomatoes. I have garlic and ginger, and then I also have onions that I roughly chopped to blend. And yes, I also have my olive oil. Ignore that bottle. I also have my olive oil here, and then next to it I have my tomato paste that I made at home. It is defrosted, so that is why it is having some liquid in it. Not to worry, it is all fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and I made them at home, so that's what I'm using for the recipe. And then I also have my turkey wings that we are going to be using. So now I'm going to be blending all the fresh ingredients. You can use your tomatoes or you can use your onions chopped, but I'll always want to blend my onions when it comes to stew, so that it makes it easier for me, and that is how I like it. You can leave it like, you can chop your onions and the tomatoes, the fresh tomatoes, or anyhow you make it, it's still fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the matter of preference and choice. So yeah, I just added water to it, and I'm going to blend my ingredients till they're smooth. Yeah, so once it is smooth, I will set that aside, and then we are going to get started into the pot. I just added my turkey wings and I defrosted them earlier. So I'm adding my seasonings that I just showed you there, and I'm adding all my thyme, my stock powders, my crayfish powder, and the seasoning cubes. And yeah, always measure your seasonings according to the quantity of your food. Okay, don't just follow the recipe, just follow, look at the food you're using as well. So after this, I'm going to stir everything together. I just added some of the blended ingredients, and I'll cover it and let it cook for some minutes. And then yeah, without adding water yet, we'll add water later on. We'll just let this cook with the liquid from the turkey wings and then from our blended ingredients. Now I'm going to just stir it and let everything marinate well. Yeah, so I'll cover it for some time and just give it a few minutes, and I came back up on it, and yeah, everything was going on very well. And yeah, I was so happy at this point because everything was going on well. I'm just giving it a quick stir so that I just want to make sure everything is well, and then I'll add up my water, and just enough water, and I'm going to cover it and then give it a little bit stir, cover it and let it cook properly. And yeah, about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I'll be back. So let's give it some time. Yeah, now it was about 10 minutes into the cooking, and I just open it again to stir. You know, we do a lot of stir so that we're not letting other side marinate with the ingredients and other side are not. So we always want to stir that constantly. So I covered it again, and yeah, now it is ready. I'll just transfer it into my oven tray and I will bake it. You can fry it, but yeah, I want to reduce some fat, so I'm going to be baking it, because you know we are going to use oil to fry the stew and stuff like that. So I would have loved to fry it as well, but I'll just, yeah, use my oven, and this is it. I'll just put them straight into the oven, and then I'll let them, like, there, and then we will get to the next process, but I will be checking it along the way. So yeah, to the next step, I'll just add up my oil to the same pot that I just cooked my turkey wing, and then let it heat up. And you always want your oil to heat up so that you are not cooking in a cold oil, because that would take most of the time. So I'll just go ahead. Once it heat up, I'm just going to add the blended ingredients and give it a stir, 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 stir. As you can see, my oil is really above, or it's just the same with the blended ingredients. Not to worry. It is once our stew is done, we can always cook out the remaining oil. So I'm going to cover it and let it cook down for 10 minutes. And this, after 10 minutes, I got this result, and I was so excited. I was so excited. So when you're dealing with stew, you have to be a bit careful, because those splash and splash and splash can enter into your eyes. Yeah, next I'll go in with my tomato paste that I made at home. And yes, you can see it coming together beautifully. Making turkey wings stew is not really hard. The hardest part is just boiling the turkey wings, but anything from there. And yeah, making the stew as well, because it splashes around and you may end up hurting yourself. So I'm just joking. You have to be careful. We're adults, isn't it? So I'll just stir this to mix and mix, and everything. I will just stir it to mix together, and once everything is well mixed, I'll cover it for like 5 to 10 minutes, and I will stir it again. Once everything is mixed together, you want to mix them together properly. And at this stage, I'll have to say it will be splashing, but if you can't, you should reduce your heat so that it doesn't splash all over your kitchen. You don't want to do a lot of cleanup after cooking. So I just cover it and let it for some time. And now at this point, once I just open it, as you can see, is splashing from the cover. So I covered it back. I was a bit scared. So yeah, I just reduced the heat, and I'm checking on my turkey. Yeah, and it's beautifully, beautifully coming together. And we're going to make sure this is golden brown, and then once it is golden brown, we will take it out of the oven. But for now, it's not ready yet, so I'll cover it, and then let's go back to this, our main ingredient. As you see, the cover of the pot is splashed all around, and then I just keep scooping out the ones on the cover and putting them back, and it was a little bit of hard time for me. But yeah, now it's coming down. You can see some water drying up like nicely, and so we are almost done. So once I stirred this, I just covered it so fast so that it doesn't splash on my face. And at this point, you can see from the camera there's a little bit of splash, but not as much as it was before. But yes, I'm still going to cover it and let it simmer down to fry down for some minute, like about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll be back. Yeah, as you can see now, I didn't cover it anymore, or I skipped that from the camera. But yeah, this is the second time I'm opening the pot, and look at what we got. It has really cooked down. There's no more splashing about. And yeah, I think at this point I've achieved what I wanted, and I'm so happy about it. I'm not more that scared about the splash. So just going on adding the remaining ingredients, the salt and the seasoning cubes, the thyme and the mixed herbs that was left, that remained. So I'm just adding them everything, and I'm going to mix it together. Now if you're using the stock, you don't have to add a lot of um, seasonings anymore. So that is why I'm just adding the little ones and not adding it much, because I'm going to use the stock. So you just want to be careful, because sometimes you may end up over seasoning your stew, if that is a word. So yeah, I will just stir this together, make sure it is nicely mixed, and I'll cover it. And as you can see, splashing continued because I added the stock. So I missed out in that clip. So yeah, I did that off camera, but still fine. The splashes continues. Now this is our grilled um, turkey wing. It looks so nice. I was tempted to test one, but yeah, when you're cooking and you test your food, sometimes you will not get the seasoning right. So that is how I was taught. So yeah, I was just patient and holding my own self not to do that, so I don't end up cooking rubbish. So yeah, this is the turkey um wing. It's so nice. Can you look at that? Oh god, even from the camera I feel like taking one to eat, but yeah, it's done. So now after some minute while we were still talking and talking and talking, and here is our stew. It is completely okay at this time. It is cooked, it is fried, it is, everything, all those names that you're supposed to say, it is all ready. So I'm just adding on the turkey wing, and guys, we are all done. I can't just wait to start eating it. We are all done, though I didn't eat that immediately. It was for dinner and this was the afternoon, so I was not able to eat that for lunch. It was for dinner. So yeah, this we've come to the end of our cooking for today, because I'll just let this cook for some few minutes just for the turkey wings to marinate or to soak up some little seasoning from the stew, and then we'll be done. Just give it that nice stir. Oh god, oh god, tell me you didn't like this, or tell me you don't like this. And I will say that again, please don't worry about the oil. Frying your stew with a lot of oil makes it cook faster. I don't know if it's just my own theory, but yeah, I think frying your stew with a lot of oil makes it cook faster, and yeah, it cooks so nicely. So this is what I always do, and then I will later on scoop out the oil, the remaining oil, and yeah, I'll cover it for like 5 minutes, and then I will be back after that 5 minutes. And once I open this pot, we are done. Yes, I just did. I opened it and we are done, done and done and done. Look at that stew. Wow, wow, wow. It's so amazing, so nice, so tasty. It was so tasty. And you can eat this with either your yam, with rice, with spaghetti, anything you want to. And yes guys, we've come to the end of our recipe for today, and this is it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I will see you next time. Until then, always remember that God loves you so much. You have a wonderful day. Bye.